On February 15th of the year 399 BC, the first of the three great Athenian philosophers was put on trial, mostly because he was annoying. Socrates was born in 469 BC and he served in the Peloponnesian War. But when he was in his 40s, a friend of his went to the oracle at Delphi and asked the question, "Who is the wisest man in all of Greece?" Well, the oracle responded, "Socrates." So the friend came home and told Socrates. And Socrates said, "What's up with that?" And it began a quest in his life to discern what is true wisdom. Well, how do you find that out? Well, Socrates decided he would find out by asking. And so he asked questions of everybody he met, from the great leader Pericles down to the poorest peasant of Greece. He would ask questions like, what is truth? What is piety? How do we know the gods that Homer told us about are real? What is beauty? How do we know wisdom? And when people would answer him, he would question their answers. He simply would not settle for a simple answer. Talk about annoying. Well, eventually, by the time he was 70, Socrates was put on trial. The official charges were atheism, because he questioned the gods, and that he was corrupting the young men of Athens. Well, he gave a brilliant defense in his trial that you can read about in the writings of Plato. But he was sentenced to be executed. And the form of execution in Greece at that time was a form of suicide. He was expected to drink a cup of hemlock, which he did. You know, Socrates, it said in his trial, when they talked about executing him, he said, "What a great win-win situation. You get rid of me, and I get to pass into the other world and can ask questions of all kinds of people that I would like to meet." Quite an interesting perspective, isn't it? Is there anybody in your life who asks you the hard questions? You know, the very definition of hard questions is that they aren't easy, but they are important. Jesus was another one who used the Socratic method of asking questions in order to learn. Remember when the Pharisees asked him, "What authority do you do these things?" And Jesus said, "Tell me about John's baptism. Was it from God or not?" And then, of course, we remember when Pilate says to him, "Are you the Son of God?" And Jesus says, "Is that what you think, or did others tell you that?" He answered questions with questions. And you know, it's important that we take time to look at the hard questions. Why are we here? What is true? And how do we discern that truth? What is real beauty and what just pretends? What is the purpose of existence and how do I find that? You know, going back to Pilate, we can often be like him. You remember in Francis Bacon's famous essay on truth, he begins with this line, "What is truth? Justeth Pilate, and waited not for an answer." Oftentimes we're like Pilate. We'll ask a question, but not search it through. And imagine, Pilate was asking one of the greatest questions of all time, and he was asking the only one who really had the answer. But he wouldn't stick around to listen. So today, on February 15th, let's remember that the hard questions may not be easy, but they are important. And when we ask them, we need to search until we find some answers. Now, are we going to find all of the answers? Not on this side. But like Socrates told us, when we get to the other side, imagine the people there that we can ask questions of. When our minds will be glorified and we will understand so much more. I'm looking forward to it. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow.